In this video, guys, we're gonna talk about 10 tips on how to save $1,000 fast. And these tips are gonna come from a website called Every Dollar by Dave Ramsey. And so, first tip, save money by managing it well. It's so important to be able to actually manage your money. You have to tell every dollar where it belongs and where it goes. That's something that Dave Ramsey says all the time, is know where your money is going. Tell your money where to go. Tip number 2, save money by cutting your spending. This is spending in categories that you don't absolutely have to have. Things like restaurants, things like unnecessary shopping. This can mean a lot of different things to different people, but if you're going out to eat a couple times a week or even a couple times a month, maybe that's something you can cut out for a time while you're building up this emergency fund of up to $1,000. Tip number 3, evaluate necessary spending. Necessary spending is things like groceries, things like gas. These are things you can't get away from. You need to eat and your car needs to eat, okay? So feed it. And so this is something that is, there's an extremely helpful way of saving money in this area, and that is meal planning. Meal planning is so important. It's more important than you can imagine until you've done it. I'm telling you, it'll change your life. If you meal plan, it'll revolutionize everything. Honestly though, meal planning is extremely important because you go through, you decide what meals that you're gonna eat that week, your family's gonna eat, and you can even put it in an app like the Kroger app, for instance, and then you can decide, okay, this is how much money we have this week to spend on groceries, and then you make sure that your meal plans line up with that. Excellent way to save money. Tip number 4, re-examine your bills. Examine those bills. Make sure that you are not spending money on things that you don't even remember that you're spending money on, or that you probably shouldn't be spending money on right now. If you're no longer going to the gym, go ahead and cut the gym bill out, or get back to the gym. Spending on things that aren't necessary, things like Netflix or different categories like that. Just consider what you're spending your money on. Tip number 6 is offer your service. This could be a lot of different things. It could be things like babysitting. It could be things like mowing your neighbor's lawn. It could be things like going online to Etsy if you're creative and selling something that you create and you put on that platform. It could be something where you go to a site called Upwork, which is a site for people like graphic designers, marketers, advertisers, all these different things. Business owners are looking for people like you who know how to do these different skills, and they will hire you, and you can go onto sites like Upwork and be able to start working as a freelancer. That could be a good option as well. Tip number 7 to make this $1,000 and make it fast is going to be declutter. Do you have a lot of stuff at your house that you don't even know what it is or where it came from or what it goes to, but you know it's valuable? Go ahead and sell that thing if you're not using it, or sell things that you just you feel like you need to do some of that decluttering. Get rid of some of those old things that could be someone else's treasure but you're trash. So consider that. Tip number 8 is sell your car. Now don't sell your car like Mr. Wonderful here.
I actually don't think a car is that necessary anymore. Cars also have insurance costs to them. You have to store them.
Now maybe if you live in New York City or a really big city, perhaps cars are not that necessary. However, they are pretty necessary in general. So I would not suggest selling your car unless you live in a big city and you want to take public transportation all the time. However, in this case, sell your car just means perhaps downgrading to a car that's something you can deal with for a time, and then you're able to get some money back perhaps on that sell, and then you're able to save money if you're having like a car payment, for instance, and you just have a car that costs too much for you at this point in time in your life. Consider doing that. Consider selling your car. Hey guys, if you're getting value out of this, go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on that bell notification, and we're going on to our next tip. Tip number 9 is halt your savings in other areas or other investments until you have this $1,000 emergency fund. Put all of your money into the $1,000 emergency fund, and then you can go back into paying on other things. Tip number 10 is going to be believe in yourself. Believe in yourself sounds like a bunch of self-help mumbo jumbo, and a lot of times it is, but in this case, it's talking about believing that you can make a change in your finances. Your finances don't have control over you. You have control over your finances. Tell every dollar where it belongs and make sure that it gets to where it belongs. Hey guys, check back next week, as next week I'm going to be releasing a video on how to budget as a beginner. If saving money and investing is something of interest to you, go ahead and make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, hit that like button, hit all the buttons, smash, and then we'll see you in the next video.